Alright guys, this is a update on my war on hair algae. I did speak to Rico. I chimed in to one of his live streams and told him what the situation was, that I've been fighting this algae situation for the last 6-7 months. Told him I was feeding 3 to 4 cubes a day. He stopped me right there and said, that's too much. Definitely cut it back to around 1 cube a day. So since then, you could definitely see that the hair algae is dying back, definitely not spreading anymore. I did black out the tank as well. This is the big coffin size cardboard box that I put over it for the last 3 weeks. Definitely is showing signs of dying back. It's a little hard to see on the camera, but there still is a hair algae, but it's definitely dying back. It turns white and basically disintegrates. So there was a lot less hair algae, and some of the pieces have a little more. I'm just wondering if any of the snails or 2 sea hares that I have in here have made it over to those pieces. But yeah, so this is the first time I turned back on the lights and really uncovered it for a while. So it's definitely, overall it's looking a lot better. Just want to make sure that the water parameters are where they should be. During the die-off, I think when the hair algae is dying off, there were spikes in my nitrate and my phosphates, but I'm continuing to do water changes, roughly 20%, 30% a week. And on this 300 gallon, that's a lot of water. So, also running Chato. I think actually had 2 snails that died, and definitely tell that my skimmer started going crazy. And when I opened up the cardboard, I saw that one was dead. I took one out earlier this week and another one today. The one today didn't deteriorate too much, and they're extra large turbo snails, so they're pretty big, and when they die off, they definitely leave a lot of nutrients. You can see one down here at the bottom. So I'm just trying to stay on top of them, make sure that they are not adding back into the nutrient column. And I took 2 big handfuls of Chato out last weekend. As you can see, it grew back. So just continuing. I'm not 100% decided on if I am going to leave it blacked out. Doesn't seem to be much change over the last week when I did check up on it. So contemplating whether I'll leave it. I'm just going to run my test today and find out how the water is looking as far as nitrates and phosphates. And depending on what I read, I'll make a decision whether I'm going to uncover it at this point and give it a whirl. But I would like to see more of this hair algae die back, enough so the current cleanup crew can handle it. So you can see the Tang right there is working things out. I would imagine when it is blacked out, he doesn't have that opportunity. So it's decision that just has to be made, and I will definitely give you guys another update. But this is the most progress that I've seen in a while, and hopefully this is a permanent fix. So trying to do things slow, consistently, and naturally. And I had no idea that a 300 gallon couldn't take 3 to 4 cubes a day. So I was basically consistently overfeeding and wondering why 30% water changes wasn't helping me, and the hair algae was just going crazy. So thanks a lot to Rico. He is doing amazing things in this hobby, and looking forward to his 500-gallon builds, and I hope he reaches his target on his GoFundMe, because I would definitely like to see how he builds a tank. I mean, this one is up for 2 years, but there's still a lot more work to do, and I want to follow along with him and pretty much follow his steps. I'm going to be adding a calcium reactor as well. I did get some corals that are pretty much hanging out in the refugium. Let's see if I can let you guys see them. But I have this on reverse lighting, so right now the light just turned on, but that's not the light. I have a Kessel 380 there that comes on at night. And yeah, so hopefully they'll be okay down there for another week or so before I finish this hair algae die-off, and hopefully be able to put them in a main display. All right, so appreciate if you guys follow along, subscribe, and definitely will be giving frequent updates on this tank so you can see how it comes along. All right. Enjoy your reef tanks, guys.